brings me nicely, and nicely even, on to my very special guest tonight. Lead singer of this band I've known for absolutely years, and I'm delighted to say he's joined up with the most amazing combination of musicians. And I'm delighted to welcome them into the studio tonight. This is Matt Wolff and the Bleeding Heart Blues Band. Yay! Welcome, boys.
Thank you.
All right, you can all cheer until you... Make it sound there's more of you than there actually is, but... So, going from right to left, let's have some introductions, please.
I'm Matt. Hello, Matt Wolff.
I'm
Singing.
Churchy.
I'm Johnny. I'm Neil.
Fantastic. And how long have you guys all been sort of together?
About an hour and a half.
About that, innit?
Not very long with this lineup, but we've known each other for years and years.
Fantastic.
We've always known each other from...
Oh.
20 odd years we've been together.
Yeah, off and on.
Matthew
Off and
can't
on.
remember
In and out.
half of the, you know.
No, that's why I need these people here to
But like-
fill in the blanks.
Well, Matt and me go back a long way, don't we? Like, you
That's
know,
right.
as far as, oh, God, about 80s, 90s?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's something.
Band on the Wall. that
Band on the
song,
Wall, and they
All-nighters and things.
absolutely quite a few times. And now you've joined yourself up with this lot of reprobates, but together they make the most fantastic music, and they're going to give us an example of that now. Hit it, boys. What's this first one called?
It's called On Reflection.
This is Matt Wolff and the Bleeding Heart Blues Band.
A whole lot of people made some mighty big mistakes, but on reflection, they're never really gonna know what it takes to blow all your money, baby, on something you don't need when you get home. Hearts are gonna bleed. Yeah, your heart is gonna bleed. And I can remember before we took the oath to help protect her, I might as well have slit my throat. The good that it's done you, baby, you should have paid some heed. Come tomorrow, hearts are gonna bleed. Yeah, your heart is gonna bleed. Yeah, your heart is gonna bleed. A whole lot of people they made some mighty big mistakes, but on reflection, they're never really gonna know what it takes to blow all your money, baby, on something you don't need when you get home. Hearts are gonna bleed. Yeah, your heart is gonna bleed. Yeah, your heart is gonna bleed. it's gonna be.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Wow. Yeah.
That is just totally gorgeous. That's the Matt Wolff and the Bleeding Heart Blues Band, and Your Heart Is Gonna Bleed, yeah?
On Reflection, that's called.
On Reflections, beautiful. And I've clicked Matt Wolff and the Bleeding Heart Blues Band. Is that... or would you just prefer to be known as the Bleeding Heart Blues Band? Or
Oh, we
is
don't
it
know,
sort
because
of
it's quite a new thing.
Yeah.
And quite a few of the boys there, Johnny and Feely and Churchy,
Yeah.
myself playing Bleeding Out All Stars, which is a kind of country rock Americana
Yeah.
band, doing the band and Dylan and Ry Cooder and Grateful Dead and that kind of thing. And we've been doing a lot of playing and listening to that kind of music.
Yeah.
And I started writing these songs with that kind of feel.
Yeah.
So it was naturally good to use those musicians and use these guys. And of course we're all great friends. And I brought Neil in because he works very well with Paul Feely. They've worked together in the past, and the voices work well together. It's all about the harmonies.
It is, isn't it? Because I mean, like in your previous existence, because I mean, last time you were on the show was when I was doing the Sunday daytime show, and you were very much into sort of like your rock, and you sort of like I made a point of saying when I was publicising it that you've got this most amazing like 4-octave range, more or less, like, you know what I mean. And the sort of music you're doing here is absolutely fantastic. It seems to, I mean, is this what you were looking for? Because it seems to like calm you down quite a lot.
I'm 45. I can't be.
I can't believe it to look at him.
I can't be doing Get on the Good Foot, like leaping about like I used to.
That's true.
I can do it every now and then. It just takes so much longer to recover these days.
But it's sort of like your other persona as well as your own. Are you still doing the YCDC as well?
No, I'm not doing YCDC.
Oh,
But Paul Feely's still doing it.
I'm still playing the drums for YCDC. Wolfie's had to take a back seat, obviously, because,
Right.
you know, it was... well, it killed Bon Scott, didn't it?
Yeah. Had a good go.
A long time before 45.
Yeah, a long time.
But it's fantastic. I mean, when I heard you and you were sort of like listening in, you know, in the green room, in the green room, the harmonies, I was very much reminded of stuff like the, you know, like Buffalo Springfield and the you know, more recent like the Stories. And you said something about
It's like the Grateful
Grateful
Dead
Dead
in like the American Beauty sort of time period, late 60s, early 70s.
Absolutely, yeah. We've been listening to a lot of a lot of that music.
Yeah.
And particularly me and Churchy were knocking about a lot, and we were watching particularly The Last Waltz and Festival Express.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And so all that kind of era, and we were loving all that music, and not just that, but a lot of other country as well. We were listening to, weren't we?
Rakuda.
Yeah.
Yeah, love Reiki.
Seldom Seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some old kind of bluegrass stuff.
America.
Yes, America.
America, great. I've got some America. I've interviewed America as well. Actually, no. Named up. So were that all your influences as well, guys? Yeah. I mean, you obviously worked. I mean, how long? So was those all your influences as well, guys, that you were listening to?
I mean, we all love all those bands.
Yeah.
I mean,
We all love great
everyone's
music.
pretty eclectic. Nowadays, it's everyone's got eclectic music taste nowadays, haven't they?
Yeah.
Really, because it's so much easier to have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to
we've
read
known
through
each other.
vinyl anymore. You can just sort of find things, YouTube it.
Yeah, I mean,
so everyone can.
but I've said this before on a number of occasions, but not that I haven't got anything against Pitbull or anything like that. But it's just so nice to have proper. I mean, I like a tune me. I'm totally into the melodies and the harmonies and stuff, and I like songs with the beginning, the middle, the end, and none of this. Anyway, maybe that's just me, I do not. But this is beautiful. It is so beautiful. I knew I was going to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's just brilliant to be. We're all very close friends. We've known each other for a while. I mean, Neil and Paul Feely were when I first knew them, were in a band called Upsurge.
Yeah.
Which was kind of psychedelic, fantastic, amazing. Kind of instrumental stuff.
Yeah.
Johnny's played with Stephen Fretwell, all sorts of people.
Yeah.
Churchy played with Monaco.
Wow.
And I was in Sweet Addiction.
Yeah,
Of course, that's how I started doing my thing, which was doing rock.
And
So
the psychic surgeon.
And the psychic surgeon.
I was on Cheggers Plays Pop, of course.
Oh, of course.
Well,
Let's not forget that.
Told you not to mention that.
Doing what? What band was this with?
No, as a child.
Oh, I saw.
You went on the bouncy thing at the end.
The snotty kids in the background going,
Fantastic.
And now it's gone country and
Heady
northwestern.
days.
Country and northwestern, exactly.
Right.
So do you want to give us another tune then, boys? This is brilliant. Okay, so what's this one?
What have we got next?
78. What's this one about, Matt?
Well, this is I've written a few songs about. I had a bit of a weird upbringing. My mum took off and we travelled around Scotland, between 75 to 78. I was living in a caravan, travelling around the more obscure parts of Scotland.
Yeah.
And washing your clothes in rivers and things like that.
I'm loving the noodling in the background, Church. It's gorgeous.
We do a lot of that.
It's lovely.
trying to remember the riff.
Practicing. Bit of tension, isn't it?
Yeah. So what's this one called?
This is called 1978.
Say what you like about 73. Sure enough left a mark on me. Sitting in the dark in 74. Think I'm gonna die, and that's for sure. But you never would believe me if I told you about 75. I'm all torn up about 76 inside. It must have been 77 before I was free. That's why 1978 is a mystery. How am I gonna make it on my own? How am I gonna find my way back home? Feeling like a marker on the page. Rising as the sunset ends the day. But you never would believe me if I told you about 75. I'm all torn up about 76 inside. It must have been 77 before I was free. That's why 1978 is a mystery. But you never would believe me if I told you about 75. I'm all torn up about 76 inside. It must have been 77 before I was free. That's why 1978 is a mystery.
Told you they were good, didn't I? Told you they were going to be good, didn't I?
Beautiful.
The absolutely gorgeous, wonderful sound of Matt Wolff and the Bleeding Heart Blues Band, I should say. The comments are starting to come in, boys. They're starting to pour in from all over the world, as usual. Thank you so much for getting in touch, guys. Big shout going out to Deborah, who's listening over in Brooklyn, and also Jemmy, who's listening over in Berkeley.
Yep.
Jemmy's listening in Berkeley. Phil knows better than I do. And also Sparky Shockpot, who's listening in North Carolina. He's one of our internet DJs I was telling you about, and he wants to know about a link to your to your band page. Have you got a band page? So we can put the link up to it on Facebook, maybe.
We've not really, but
You've got a SoundCloud.
I've got a SoundCloud, which is www.soundcloud.com
Yeah.
/Matt Wolff.
Yeah.
MattWolff. And that's it. That should get you through to all these tunes that are up there.
That's fantastic.
Demos of them, anyway.
Can we give a shout out?
Of course you can, yeah.
See, I've got a shout out to the Escape Committee.
Escape Committee.
Escape Club
Everybody at
Chorlton.
Escape, man. Robert Loader, Nick the Greek,
Robert!
Gubo, Luke, Damo, Bozza.
Bozza.
Go on, the Escape
and
Committee.
everybody at Escape. I know they're all there. Bones.
Is
I know
Duncan
you're
in there?
man. Duncan.
Duncan, you there?
Yo.
Diet. Remember Diet? Everybody's picked us up, man, and promoted us and helped
Yeah.
us. You know what I mean? And
Linda
spread the
Stevens
word
always comes
around.
down to the gigs,
Stephen,
Linda.
Sweet Buns.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff.
Oh, Helen and Lola.
Oh yeah, Lola. That's because you're a daddy now, aren't you, Matt? You're a daddy, Matt. Daddy Matt. Some of the comments that have been put about the song is they love the simplistic beauty of the songs that you've been doing.
Yeah, that's because I'm new at it.
Is this song like your first attempt at?
This is the first time I've written songs
Right.
just on my own without every time before Sweet Addiction and the Sidekicks and everything I've done before. I've written with guitar players usually.
Yeah.
But luckily, Pete Mason, Dave Airy,
Absolutely.
some great guitar players. But this was the first time that, and it's all down to this man, Peter Churchman, for helping me out with Open G tuning, which I came across in Keith Richards, and he gave away a lot of secrets about Open G tuning.
Big up
And
the
it's
Open G
wonderful,
tuning.
beautiful. So I started noodling about with that and came up with something.
It must give you so much satisfaction, when a sound is perfect. So that's because that is just perfect. The harmonies are just spot on, and it must give you a great deal of satisfaction to know, to hear something like that and know that it's working.
It's fantastic when when I play it to the guys and they bring their own thing to it. And this is the reason I've got these guys involved is because they're all individually fantastic singers,
Right.
and that
I'm not.
that's a big reason.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And
You're the stunt singer.
it all fits. It all fits so beautifully. So beautifully. I'm just absolutely overwhelmed
Oh, great!
with
I
the
do
beauty
like
of it. I really am. The beauty of it. But it's your blues. It's you're called the blues band, but this isn't really strictly blues, is it?
It's not a blues band, really. No, and we haven't really thought of a name for it because it's very new. It's very new. I said when we got in touch with each other, and I said, I'll do the session.
Yeah.
I had 3 songs at the time. So from saying yeah to the session, I've written another few songs and got the band together, and we've had a few. We've had a couple of rehearsals.
You've come a long way, Matty. Have you still got your 4-octave range though? you think?
Occasionally,
Yeah.
occasionally, and I still play with Pete Mason and Shay Beresford and
Matt Wolff and the Bleeders.
you're doing
Bleeders.
Matt Wolff and the Bleeders.
I still do Manhead with Pete Mason and Greg Morgan
Bleeding
and Andy
Wolf.
Chasty.
Bleeding Wolf, yeah, that's a good one. Bleeding
So I
Wolf.
still do Zeppelin and things like that.
Yeah.
I still go for it and do James Brown and all that kind of thing. But,
Cool.
I like
See,
sort of this kind of thing at the moment.
you've not totally lost your.
Oh, no, I love to
your
jump
rock
about
edge
and
style.
scream.
Yeah.
Perhaps your listeners could come up with a good name.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
we need a good name.
Dreadful idea.
We've had Bleeding. We've had Bleeding Wolf. Bleeding Wolf's
Bleeding Wolf.
Bleeding Wolf. Or
Heard that before.
the stupid bleeders, was that another one? Or was that, no, you can't
No,
say
that's
that.
you.
Lucky bleeders.
Oh, no. Lucky bleeders. That's the lucky
Unlucky
bleeders. That's good. Oh, sorry. That's brilliant. I think you better do us another song quick,
okay.
like, you know what I mean, before it gets too silly.
All right.
What's this next one?
Harbour Dreams.
The old farm by the hanging gate, love still getting beat by hate, it's all over now. High beams on the slick black road, a comma heaves the family load somewhere and somehow. King's Road to Cape Wrath and beyond, on mountain roads we sang along, the radio played. And the wash beat down the sky turned red, I saw the ocean overhead and the silence it made. Yeah. Yeah. My mother's man worked on the rig, so he sold the caravan for gigs at the far end of town. Tin roof kept the rain at bay. I held on for the break of day, and then you came around. Hey, yeah. It's hard to think of golden sands or uniforms and jobs and bands. Is it all in my mind? This dirty world has rubbed off on me. I'm not the boy I used to be that are leaving behind. And these colored lights and souvenirs, sometimes true beauty disappears. Never go like they say. But I kiss my wife and my little girl and step back to another world where the gray lady stays. Hey, and I want you to stay with me. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Bleeding Heart Blues Band with a lovely Matt Wolff.
Thank
Oh,
you.
just unbelievable. How hard is it to put harmonies together? I'm always interested in sort of like close
Really
harmony
hard,
groups and
man.
things
Really,
like
really hard.
that. Are you all tuned to this, like listening to who decides who sings what part? Then?
It's just naturally, I think, because we've all got, so we're all better in certain ranges. But when I did these tunes, I did all the harmonies to them,
Yeah.
which is which then becomes difficult for me when we're doing them live because I keep jumping into different bits.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure all the other guys are doing it. But then they all had the harmonies to pick. But Neil is uber good at harmonies, and he sussed out a few that were even closer that I'd not thought of.
Wicked.
So they all pick out the harmonies, and yeah, the voices sound great
The
together.
voices
These
sound
guys,
amazing
they sing
together.
together a lot, and they do sound great together.
It's great. I mean, has it surprised you how good you actually are? I mean, do you realise how good you actually are? I know that might sound like a stupid question, but
We've been getting a lot of practice at the harmonies though, doing the country band, the Bleeding Heart All Stars
Yeah.
country
Yeah.
band. That's 4-part harmonies, and it's us, me, Paul, John, and Matt that sing in that.
so tell us a bit more about the Bleeding Heart All Stars. Then, I mean, how big is it? It sounds like it's a bigger conglomeration than you guys. Then.
Yeah,
Is
we've
that
got
it?
add-ons. Yeah, we've got
Pedal
Chris
steel.
Hillman on pedal steel. We have the wonderful Billy Buckley comes and joins us on the lap steel guitar. We've got Sean Ty on drums, and Andy Chasty on the bass. So it's a 7-piece band.
You know, at
8
times with
sometimes.
banjos, mandolins.
We had a great guy who came and did a gig with us at Lloyd's in Chorlton on fiddle and banjo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shane.
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 But we
Yeah,
can't
where's
find him.
Shane?
Shane, if you're out there,
Yeah,
come do another gig with us.
if he's listening, like, I've lost his phone number.
We can't find him again.
If anyone knows
Yeah, he's
Shane,
listening, like, get in touch, dude.
Has he got a surname?
No.
Shane Farrell. I think
Farrell.
he's called, yeah.
Shane Farrell. We'll
Levy
put,
boy.
we'll put an alert out.
Levenshulme boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Shane
he's a
Farrell
legend.
Yeah,
from
from Levy, yeah.
Levenshulme, who plays
So
the
he's in
steel
range?
guitar.
No, he
plays
played banjo and fiddle.
Or if anyone knows him that's
probably sat in
listening,
the fiddle
and
as
if
well.
they've got his number,
Shane Farrell,
get in touch
banjo
with-
and fiddle. We'll put it up on Facebook.
tell him to
Yeah.
get in touch with Churchy. 'Cause
Local
I've lost
boy.
his number.
Local boy. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Still
Oh, no, Matty,
brilliant.
can I put no?
Yeah, of course you can. You can say,
Long-
you can
long
say whatever
lost
you like.
Brother, no.
Yeah, hi Uncle Barry listening in Manila.
Hey.
Uncle Barry's listening.
Yeah.
Well, they listen all over the world, you know. The gang, My Little Night Movers gang, they've already sussed out all the links and that, and they're now following you on Facebook
Hey, great.
and SoundCloud and
Welcome.
stuff like that. So, yeah.
We're doing a gig, aren't we?
Oh, we got a
A
gig.
couple of questions coming in from the listeners out there. Matt, are you related to Julia Wolff?
No,
No.
not related to anybody.
Fine.
Born of a jackal.
Apart from Uncle Barry and Miller, of course.
Yeah, my Uncle Barry, my Uncle Melvin.
And Callum, my lovely young apprentice, has just emailed me and saying they're loving the sound. It said it sounded like you actually have been playing together for years. And actually, Sparky wants to know, do you actually all know each other? How important is that? The team, team spirit, the friendship, and that. I mean, obviously you're all team players and that. How important is that? Do you think?
Well, it is important, but
Most
yeah.
important thing.
Yeah.
Totally.
But we have it. It's a given anyway because we've all known each other for so long.
Yeah.
That's just there anyway. But I would say, yeah, it's one of the most important things.
Who's the taskmaster? Who's the taskmaster of the band? Then, would you say?
Churchy. Well, we all have different roles in the band, and we've all got different skill sets.
Churchy's just sitting there, like,
It's an enigmatic smile.
And anyone who knows him is
Mogadon.
laughing. It's just wind.
That's what you get. Just wind. So go on, you were saying. So you've all got given roles. So
Well,
go on. Round the room then.
Seaborn makes a good fish pie, which keeps us all together.
I try and sustain the group in the only way I know how, and that's I love to cook, so
Cool.
I'm pretty good with arrangements.
Sustenance. Yeah.
I'd like to think I'm pretty good
Yeah.
with arrangements.
Johnny's great,
Yeah,
being
well,
great.
the thing
Yeah.
is, pretty quick at spotting an arrangement. That verse is too long. True
Yeah.
professional. Lose that bit. Chop
Yeah.
that. Trim
So
that.
half of that chorus.
Yeah, he's
maybe
good at
we should
arranging
do
that,
that.
John.
Maybe we sing that one for longer. You know what I mean? That's Johnny.
Yeah, that's right.
And do you accept it, so like readily, and do you look at it or you think, so because it's your stuff, it starts off as your
Well, if
baby.
they want to do things to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
No, it's why they're all in the band. It's why I want to work with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what they can bring. Of
What
course.
did we do? We did 3 hours in the week, wasn't it? 2 hours?
Yeah, we did
And
a
then
couple of hours a week, and then about an
4
hour
minutes,
before we got
4
here.
minutes tonight, or something.
Yeah.
That's all we've done.
That's about it. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So we've been playing together like for 20 odd years, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Been
had
different
3/4 of an
forms.
hour
But
rehearsal.
These
this,
songs
these
are
tunes,
Brilliant.
Yeah.
just like the
Well,
other day.
You're playing an
Yeah.
absolute blinder. Do you find as you get older, Matt, that you especially with the setup that you've got now, you become a more generous musician? Do you think? Do you know what I mean? Like with your
No, I wouldn't say
What, buying
generous.
pints?
no, but I mean,
Let's use it, I think it's gone a bit
music-wise, music-wise, and that you can give all this space to breathe, breathe and that, Do you know what I mean by that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just great to all sit around. Like we do lots of, sitting around, and since I've started, playing more harmonica as well,
Yeah.
which I used to play for years in Sweet Addiction, and then didn't play at all when I was doing the funk and soul stuff.
Yeah.
So it's great to pick that up and just jam and.
Are you still
Yeah,
doing sort of
maybe.
because you were with Atlanta Soul for a while, weren't you? You still doing?
So Atlanta Soul for 10 years. I was
Yeah.
get less for murder.
Do you know? Actually, it's your fault. I blame you. I blame you for the fact that I'm on one of that crutch, that the stick that I'm working with, because the reason for that was because band on the Wire.
You're not the only person that's
Cast your
blamed me for
mind
that.
back Band on the Wall, before its new inception,
Oh yeah.
the
When they
night
let me
you were
in.
playing, 30th of December it was, the night before it was due to close, and you
Okay.
were playing on stage, and you said to me, come up on stage, Ricky, and I was singing backing vocals with you guys, and I was so hyped up with all, you know, that I leapt off the stage at Band on the Wall. Now, for those of you that don't know,
You see
what
where it
size-
stops being my fault there.
Band on the Wall. It's a very, very small stage, isn't it? It's quite a small stage, and I literally leapt off the stage, and as a result, I did my knee in.
Oof.
And so,
Good gig, though.
as a
Great gig though.
fantastic gig. But I've ruined. I've never been able to walk straight since. I've never been able to walk straight since, so I blame you. But it was a fantastic gig, though.
Johnny was
Zoe
responsible.
Keotis, stop phoning me. I'm on the radio.
I was sat in Band on the Wall when Johnny was playing in there,
Yeah.
and plasterboard came down on my head.
Oh,
I was very
In
proud.
the old days.
Very proud.
that was a bit of the
I was
corner.
as proud
We
as
had
I
an
was.
extra plasterboard, it was a bit of the old
Basses, and
corner.
it really destroyed
Yeah.
the place. It was good.
and we all said,
El
didn't we?
Presidente. That was.
Yeah, that was El Presidente.
wicked.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we all said, didn't we, because the bulldozers were coming in, we all said, let's have a sit-in. We were all prepared to sort of sit on the floor
Yeah.
and wait until the bulldozers come, and we weren't going to...
Yeah, if they'd have turned the sub bass up on that El Presidente gig, we could have saved them a lot of money.
But obviously, so so is that going to be one of your main ambitions, to play at Band on the Wall again now? Because it's a fantastic venue now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's better they'll have us. Yeah,
Oh, of course they will.
yeah.
After hearing my shit.
It's just,
they will, isn't it?
it's really nice to be doing some original stuff.
Yeah.
Because like I think about the last original stuff I really did was Psychic Surgeons, and that's over 10 years.
Such a great name, Psychic
So
Surgeons.
it's a long time really that I've done some writing. So it's great to be doing original stuff. You know, brilliant.
Are you up for doing one more song before we have a break? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, can
that
do
all
that
right?
if you want. Yeah.
Wicked, that's brilliant. And then you can go and have yourself a well-earned cup of tea or coffee. Or
Sheriff.
something. And you can make me one as well. So what's this one? I'm a cheeky.
Well, Sheriff of Blackrock Gorge. I was talking before about living in a caravan,
Yeah.
and I stayed at a place in Scotland called Blackrock Gorge, and it's been used in films since I got on the internet and found out about it. But at the time, it was just a field, a couple of caravans in it.
Where was that
The
then?
River Glass. This is Scotland, North
Oh, right,
Scotland,
okay.
and well, near Dingwall, actually near Dingwall.
Yeah.
And there's a gorge, Blackrock Gorge is a real gorge, and it's like 200 feet deep. And yeah, I used to live there. And we got. It's not all nice sort of travelling about. It's not all romantic, because you do get a bit of aggro from certain communities.
Sounds like a proper singer-songwriter, this, like, you know, because I mean, proper singer-songwriters like Springsteen and that, they tell the story as the band is playing in the background, isn't that right? It's fantastic. It's
Culture
brilliant.
tradition, isn't it?
Take it away, boys.
The sheriff of Blackrock Gorge was just a boy. His pistol and dagger only wooden toys. He cannot ride the planes or hold up trains, he's just a boy. A small voice lost to the white water noise. The spirit of 16 men is on the way. They're calling somebody out most every day. And when they call his name, he will exclaim, I'm just a boy. A small voice lost to the white water noise. The sheriff of Blackrock Gorge was just a boy. His pistol and dagger only wooden toys. How can I ride the planes or hold up trains? He's just a boy. a boy. The sheriff of Black Rock Gorge was just a boy.
Churchy, who are Little Green then?
It was John Ellis, Judy Green, Chris Crooks, Andy A, myself, Steve Brown.
Yeah. Fantastic. And are they still in existence?
What, you mean are they still alive?
Yeah. Well, you know, his little green, his the little green setup.
Yeah, they're still alive.
Steve Brown's playing for, what's the name?
He plays with Cohen Bailey Ray now, Steve Brown.
Yeah.
And John Ellis works with Kirsty Almeida.
Yeah.
I still do gigs with Chris Crooks and Andy A, the drummer.
Right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It was great. And as I said, that came off an CD that Kirsty brought in of one of the bands who used to rehearse in Limefield Studios in Middleton. And they actually are. If you want any more tracks from Little Green, including the lovely Churchy, that they are still available on MySpace, because you can still find them on MySpace, because that was where I found that initially. So that's very good. That so it's myspace.com/Little Green, which does what it says on the tin, basically. And we're back in the Night Move studio with me, Misty Phil, and Matt Wolff and the Bleeding Heart Blues Boys.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Boys.
Hello, boys.
Good old
I used the term loosely, but there you go. You know. So we now come to we're going to have another live track from them in just a sec, but now we come to the favourite part of the evening, because I always ask the people to bring in their favourite tunes, the choice tunes, and this week's choice tunes are of Mr. Matthew Wolff himself. So we've got again another fantastic eclectic mix of tunes, and we're kicking off with somebody that actually sort of bleeds into my Good That's Gone feature, and it's the great Levenshulme from the band. And do you want to explain why you like the track that we're going to play?
Well, the band is so fantastic.
Yeah.
A lot of the reason that we're kind of doing the music that we do now, and that we all got together for the Bleeding Hearts, is a lot to do with the Last Waltz film, and Levon's. I know he didn't like that film, and I don't really know why, but his performance on it is incredible, and his musical knowledge is amazing, and he was so important in the band. His vocals amazing, his drumming. Nobody plays drums like that. That, you know. Well, you were talking about Andy Hay,
Yeah.
and yourself, Mr. Feely. You kind of play that, but the drummers that have that feel are very few and far between.
Yeah.
and Ginger as well. You know.
To be properly Ginger.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking Mr. Baker there, or Ginger?
Levin was Ginger.
Oh, he was as in Ginger, as in the colour. Sorry, I thought we were talking about Ginger Baker. Oh, that shows how much I know, doesn't it? Anyway, this is one of the 2 UK hits that the band had, and this is Rag Mama Rag. Oh, I'm so cool, you know. We have all been singing along and sort of like doing a bit of head nodding and everything going along to those particular tunes. First of 2 of Matt's choice tunes. First we heard from the band and Rag Mama Rag, celebrating Levenshulme. I don't even need this better music anymore. I've got so much noodling going on here. It's great. And then Bobby Charles and Street People. And was that was band related as well? Yeah, Matt.
Yeah, that was Bobby Charles wrote "See You Later, Alligator" in the 50s. Had a load of hits in the early 50s. Disappeared in the 60s, like a lot of the rock and rollers did.
Yeah.
Came back out late 60s, early 70s.
Hang on, guys.
And recorded this album at Big Pink in Woodstock with the band.
Yeah.
As his band.
Yeah.
And just one great album.
It's fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 2 more choice tunes coming up from me after yet another live tune. Sorry to stop you.
No, it's all right.
Guys, it was
Only
just
got one
sort of
tune.
like, you know. So there you go. So what was this one? What's this one you'd like to play for us?
Okay, this one is Gold Days we're going to do now. And before we carry on, I'd just like to I want to dedicate this one to my good friend Dax. And, Get well soon, Dax, and we love you loads, mate.
Whereabouts is Dax?
Dax is in Burnage, isn't he? Just over
Yeah.
there.
I hope you're listening, Dax. And don't forget, if you're not listening now, you can also listen again on Mixcloud when this show goes up on Mixcloud in the next 24 hours, which is mixcloud.com/Vicky's Night Moves, and you can hear such splendid tunes as this one from the Matt Wolff and the Bleeding Heart Blues Band.
Okay.
The number one girl most likely to stray from home. He was about to fall down, and it's a long way on your own. So leave me, I'm not done, just give me one more ride, then I'm gone. And the gold days, right in the sun, go chasing me. Cutting it fine to the station, city train ready to roll. Thursday night and it's a-raining, 'cause we was getting ready to go. Leave me, I'm not done, just give me one more ride, then I'm gone. And the gold days out in the sun go chasing baby. Why would somebody run when there ain't nowhere to run from? And the gold days are out in the sun, go chase them anyway. Somewhere inside there's a light on, easing up under the floor. Roaches are walking the streets now, the banshee ain't there anymore. Talking about the old gold days. 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 Talking about the old gold days.
Nice bit of slide there. Lovely bit of slide. Fantastic. Oh, unbelievable. We have had such a great session off you guys tonight. Thank you so much. Big round of applause.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Unbelievable. Absolutely amazing. For the past couple of hours you've been listening to live music from Matt Wolff and the Bleeding Hearts Blues Band. Fantastic. So have you enjoyed yourself, boys?
Yeah.
Have you really enjoyed yourself?
Oh, I've had a great time, yeah.
So this is the time where you get to plug your website, plug your tracks, plug your gigs, plug anything you want. The floor is yours.
Matt Wolff on Facebook and SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Matt Wolff. Got loads of tunes.
Two F's.
Two F's. M-A-T-T-W-O-L-F-F.
Is that where does Wolf come from? What's it? Is it Polish?
Austrian, something like that.
He was
Oh,
raised
right.
by wolves in
He was conceived
with a
conceived
pole.
by wolves and raised by wolves.
ill-conceived by wolves.
Bleeding. We've had no suggestions for the new name, so it looks like you're stuck with Bleeding Wolf for now. Bleeding Heart or Bleeding Wolf?
Yeah,
Bleeding
well,
Out
will
and
do.
Wolves. That'll do.
Bleeding Out All Stars, you can look up on Facebook and things like that. And there's all sorts of information. I've got a website as well, which is just mattwolff.co.uk. And that's got all sorts of information about the Bleeding Arts and this original stuff and any other music that I'm doing.
Brilliant.
Bleeding Out All Stars have got a gig at the Nursery Inn in
Eaton Norris,
Keaton Norris.
Alright.
on the 3rd of May, Thursday the 3rd.
Thursday the 3rd of May.
Oh wow.
Full band, drums and bass. Yeah, that's the
Excellent.
first
That'll be
show.
great. Then.
You
It's a
knew
nice
about
little.
that.
It's a nice little pub, the Nursery. I remember it when they used to have the Wild Warrior Club
Yeah, it's like
down there, wasn't it?
1939.
Yeah.
Robertson. It's brilliant.
It's
I
lovely.
found out because someone was talking about it on Facebook.
So what about you four? Have you got Facebook sites or anything like that you'd like to plug or shout out? Or
I'd
whatever?
just like to plug the Escape Bar in Chorlton. Just
Yep.
one more time. It's the best bar in the world ever. And it's,
Escape.
it's
The great escape.
you know,
We should play
In
the
this
music now,
day
shouldn't
and
we?
age, when pubs are shutting down left, right and centre and that, and like communities and that are being dispersed because the pub is being shut down, the skate bar's still having it.
Yay!
There's a family there going on, and I'm really thankful to them, and
Excellent.
I'll pay that bar top
You
later in the
will.
week.
Oh, fantastic! We've been off at so many different tangents here, but and I haven't asked half the questions that I meant to ask you. But that all serves for you to come down and give us a return visit at some point in the near future.
We've got a few more tunes.
Absolutely.
Halfway through writing another one, and we're gonna
Brilliant.
try and get an album's worth together.
Yeah.
And talking to John Ellis as we were
Yeah.
with Little Green before.
Yeah.
We're gonna get ourselves down to his Limefield studios and try and get an album together, and get it nicely recorded. No one better to record
Is
it.
it a recent discovery, Limefield Studios, or has it been around for a
No,
few
it's
years?
just John's
or what?
house.
John's house.
Is it John's house?
Yeah,
Oh wow. Okay.
it's always been John's place, man.
Yeah.
And it was, people were recording there before it was a studio. And we used to go and play there for days on end. For days on end. When I was doing the World Service band.
They wouldn't let us
Yeah.
in. So
There's a video
With
kicking about at the
flowers
moment actually of John Ellis's 30th birthday.
Yeah.
Someone's dug out, and that's pretty.
It's a party in Didsbury.
It's up on YouTube somewhere. I think,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Everything's up on YouTube, though,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like
Yeah.
Luke Flowers is on
Him
that.
with-
Hugh
him with-
Jacob.
him
loads
with a
of
massive
quite
barnet.
respectable people.
Big massive barnet in his shades holding it back. Talking about
One of the days.
Swigging JD.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't normally ask this of bands, but I really would like you guys to do a jingle for me. Is that okay? I mean,
yeah.
could you do it impromptu, or could you, or we? But anything like that'll do. You can either do it for me now, or you can do it. I don't
Your bedtime
friend.
Actually, hang on a sec. Would you do that again? Would you just do that again? Hang on a minute.
Vicky Richardson, you're a bedtime friend.
Oh, love it! Absolutely love that. I'm definitely having that. I'm definitely having some of that. So shall I play another one of your choice tunes and then we'll come back to it?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. What would you like? What would you like?
I don't know.
What would you like? That's your track list. And this is live radio, folks.
Yeah, maybe let's have Elliott Smith.
Oh, cool. What track's that?
Elliott Smith. It's 6.
Got it. So we'll have a bit of Elliott Smith, and then when these guys are putting a jingle together for me live on air. Lovely stuff. This is Elliott Smith. Right, are you ready for this? Right, you ready for this? This could either be. What was it? How was it you described it, Phil? It could either be.
Because either be spectacularly wonderful or disastrously fantastically wrong.
Here we go, live in studio, a live jingle for me from Matt and the Bleeding Out Blues Boys. Go for it.
On 96, on 9 FM, on 96, on 9 FM, on 96, on 9 FM. Vicky Richardson, Night Moves.
That was unbelievably brilliant. Thank you,
You're getting a
boys.
phone call off Mr. Hollywood to do the voice.
No one could have been. Where did you get a voice like that?
It doesn't come easy, let me tell you. She was a DJ. They were a band.
Oh God! You're gonna love this on Listen Again. If you're missing out on this, you really are missing out. It's gonna go up on Listen Again later. But boys, what can I say? Matt Wolff and the Bleeding Out Blues Band, fantastic. Get yourself down May the 3rd, Nursery in Heaton Norris. Yeah, the Nursery pub, Heaton Norris. If you're in the area, any more gigs after that? I know I've asked for a certain
I'll keep in touch with you, Vicky, and I'll let you know.
Definitely.
I'll let you know what's going
There's
on.
a possible one on the 4th of June at the Beer Festival at the Albert Tennis Club.
Sounds
good
already.
Really?
Didsbury Beer Festival.
That's a very small. The Albert's a very small pub, though, isn't it?
No, it's quite small. The tennis club.
Oh right. Oh, the tennis
Make a
club.
point
Oh
of
wow.
make a point of
on
squeezing
Lansdowne
in the
Road.
small spaces.
Very nice.
The 4th, that's Bank Holiday Monday.
Boys, what can I say? Thank you so much. Give them a round of applause. Give yourselves a round of applause, guys. It's fantastic. Unbelievably brilliant. I can honestly say without fear of contraception that that's one of the best gigs that we've ever had, I think. And it's all live, and thank you all for your fantastic comments. We're going to finish off with one of my favourite tunes and also one of Matt's favourite tunes. This is a bit of Burt Bacharach. Cheers, boys!
Whoa.